and she tell you she don't believe in 50-50, and the man is supposed to be the sole provider and all the rest of that good stuff, does that constitute her being equal to or available to
But
get?
didn't you go into that agreement as well though?
No, you went into the ideal.
Isn't that an agreement?
No, it's not an agreement. Me fulfilling what you want is not an agreement.
Mm.
So if you want your woman to pay 50-50 while y'all before y'all get married and stuff, and y'all living together, right? And you like, okay, I want you to pay 50-50, and she telling you that's a no-go for me. I'm not paying 50 and nothing. But yet you still decide to marry this woman that don't want to pay 50% into the marriage because you telling her you're gonna provide for her, you're gonna take care of her. Now, whatever happens, y'all get married, and then whatever happens, and y'all get a divorce, she still should be looking at you to help provide for her, since that was the agreement that y'all made in the first place.
It was not an agreement. You just married her. You married her knowing that you fulfill her expectation. That's not an agreement. My agreement is just like I said. When I say I have the bills and you take care of the house and make sure the house is straight, you don't need to work. You stay home. You take care of the kids. You make sure the house is cool. I got the bills. That's an agreement.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Kansas Conversations. I am your host, Kyra, as if y'all didn't know that already. And we are dwindling down. This is the next to last episode until we go on our vacation, and I am so happy. So let's get this party started. Let's bring up Mr. Sean Davis, the rock star.
Really on this vacation thing, huh?
I can't wait for vacation. I can't wait.
Yeah, I'm
Can't wait.
in. How everybody doing?
Everybody wants to go on vacation. Don't you want to go on vacation?
I got my vacation already done. I got Jamaica in September, and then I got Atlanta in October. And then I'll be in probably for March. I'll probably do Bermuda.
I like to be on vacation and don't have to do nothing. It's a beautiful thing. All right, here come the rest of the brotherhood. Mr. Derek the Deacon. What?
Let's get this vacation popping. As we do this episode, the quicker the next week come and the other episode. Let's get
Derek is very much so with me. He is happy that
touch your neighbor and say 30 days. Touch your neighbor and say 30 days. 4 Tuesdays, 30 days. Come on, somebody.
Yes, one more episode. Next week is our last episode. We'll be on vacation for the whole month of August. We come back the first Tuesday of September.
They lying. I'm gonna host the show.
You gonna what?
Excited.
Right here hosting the show.
Excited. I'm so
We're
scared.
gonna do a brotherhood show.
Oh Lord.
Show.
Don't nobody. Y'all in that damn brotherhood.
Don't believe Kat. Kat do this every year. She talking about we going on vacation, and then
I'm not coming on.
One day she just randomly pop up talking about, y'all don't have to come on, but I'm gonna get on with some of the ladies, and we're gonna do a special episode on
Not
Q-Tip.
coming on.
And don't let us on.
Right.
It's
Block my
not. Y'all
content.
on vacation. What y'all coming on for?
Don't worry. I ain't even gonna look at it. I don't even tune in. You already know me.
That's fine. That's why I said I'll do it. I'm gonna do a show with the Brotherhood.
You already got the Brotherhood right there in that corner, right there. There you go.
Well, we don't.
This Brotherhood about to be off.
We ain't hate when you did a show. Look, we ain't hate when you did a show with the Sisterhood. We just watched.
You can't. You can't.
Can't what?
Y'all was on vacation. You can't hate because y'all was on vacation when I did that episode.
Okay, so I'm gonna do a show and you can watch and not hate.
Whatever. If I did choose to do another women's roundtable, I will do so. But I'm not doing that.
All I said was I'm gonna do a men's roundtable.
This is the season of me minding my Black-owned business. I ain't getting into no debates. I'm minding my Black-owned business, and that's that. Now let's get into this topic. Now I don't know if y'all want to show this video. This video like 5 minutes long, but yeah. So the topic today, as y'all see scrolling across, is: can a person be in love, not love, but in love with two people at the same time? And Sean, how do you feel about that? Do you believe that a person can be in love with two people at the same time?
Absolutely.
No.
Absolutely can.
No, you can't.
Why can't you?
How you gonna ask him a question and then gonna say
no?
My answer, because it don't match yours.
Because the operative word is two people. Why are you in two relationships with somebody if you only supposed to be in a relationship with one?
Okay, then let's set the stage, because it doesn't say if you're in a relationship. It says, can you be in love with two people?
Okay, let me update that question. I'm gonna update it right now.
Let me say it. It just say, can you be in love with people?
But you already know. But you already know I'm talking about a relationship.
I'm like you said.
Because loving somebody and being in love with somebody, when you're in love with somebody, who else you gonna be in love with?
You can be in love with a lot of people. You don't have to be in a relationship with somebody to be in love with them.
I'm not gonna be in love with a lot of people.
That's you.
I'm sorry.
You asked me a question.
That's a lot.
It probably just threw a monkey wrench in your whole,
It ain't throw no monkey wrench in nothing, because we about to update that question right now.
Nah, don't do that.
We about to update that right now. Let me fix it, y'all. Let me fix it. Since Sean want to get technical, let's get technical.
All I said was you don't have to.
It was y'all see he's not scrolling no more, right?
She done took the whole question down. See
what terrible.
See what the sisterhood do?
That's terrible. You can be in love with somebody and you're not in a relationship with them. That's terrible.
There you go.
That's terrible.
That fixed the problem.
That wasn't a problem. That just didn't fit your agenda, your narrative.
And it don't even make sense. Can a person in a relationship be in love with two people? How can a person be in a relationship with two people at the same time?
People do it all the time.
It's called cheating.
People do it all the time.
And my question still remains. I mean, my answer still remains. Yes, you can.
Right.
I can't.
I agree. You can very much be in love with two people at the same time.
Yeah, you can. Still typing?
She's trying to change it again.
I'm saying hi to people. Well, putting up what
You
you
can
call
just
it
say
up.
hi. You can just wave. They see you.
No, don't play with me. I always put something at the bottom. Derek, can you pin the what you call it up?
Pin what?
The link. Hey, Kara. Okay, so explain yourself, Sean. You said it, so why?
Oh, you ain't gonna hold me to the remix.
You said it. So
No,
explain why. You said either
I
way
told you.
it's possible. So go on and explain yourself.
I do not have a problem with that. First and
Okay.
foremost, before you change the ticker taper thing at the top, don't have to be in a relationship to be in love with people.
Right.
Now, to move forward, even if you're in a relationship, you could be in love with another person, which is called a side person. I don't agree with it,
Side
but a side woman, a side man, whatever you choose to call them. You could be in love with that person. And I always say the jaded perspective for the side person, right? You in your relationship. You love your significant other. You may have children. You may have a household. You're dealing with sicknesses. You're dealing with mowing the lawn. You're dealing with, taking the garbage out. You're dealing with all of these different things that may cause a little, turbulence and chaos, and that have a possibility to create those things sometimes. Because you're with them the majority of the time. Now you have this side person that you're only with them for a particular amount of time for a specific reason. You don't have to deal with sicknesses. You don't have to deal with dropping the kids off. You don't have to deal with the bills having to be paid unless that's what you choose to do. You don't have to deal with all the ills of a real relationship in a household that you deal with your significant other. So it's just bliss and the happy moment in your mind, and getting your duties done. So I always say you only have to be on your best behavior for a certain amount of time, and not a lot of responsibility is attached to that, because sometimes those responsibilities is what causes that conflict. Because you may do things a certain way, your wife may do certain things a certain way, and when you're dealing with your side person, you're only there to do your deed and then you're out. But that don't mean that you don't love your side person. I don't agree with it. I don't subscribe to that, but I totally understand. Like I said, I agree with it, but I get it that somebody can be in love with that side piece in a different way than their significant other. What you got?
Bravo.
What you got?
Bravo. I don't agree with that at all, because that's
so
selfish.
Okay, so you don't believe
that's not being in love with somebody. That's just loving somebody for conveniency, because it's convenient for you, because this person is making life a little easier for you because your real life is so hard. But if your real life is so hard, then why be bothered with the first person if this is the person that's making your life easier?
But that person could be making your life harder, because now you're talking about more finances. You're talking about hiding. You're talking about, lying and, manipulation and all of those different things. But what I would ask you is, so you're telling me that it's not a possibility that you can be in love with that person as well?
No.
That don't make logical sense. Of course you can be in love with that person. You spend time with that person, you're intimate with that person, you probably share a lot of information with that person. You're probably getting advice from that person. You're probably
Then
all
you
these
should be
different
with
things.
that person. If that's the person that you're in love with, then that's the person that you should be with. No,
That's the selfish part about it. That person may be giving you something that the other person ain't giving you. Yeah,
then
that
you
person
should
may
leave
be
the other
giving you
person alone, because that's the
that
person that
person.
you don't love. That's the person that you're not in love with. The
I'm not
person that
saying I
you're in love
agree
with
with
is the
it.
person that you should be with.
I'm not saying I agree with it, but that person may be giving you something that the other person ain't giving you.
Then be with the person that's giving you what you want.
It may be a thing of you're getting something from one and you're getting something from the other, which completes where you are. I don't know. I'm not saying I subscribe to it or I agree with it. All I'm saying is I'm logical enough to say that there is a possibility for you to be in love with that person because of your interactions and how you deal with that person. Of course, that's a huge possibility that you can be in love with that person.
Okay. We'll talk more after the video.
Is there a certain
No, I think the other one is kind of long, so you could cut it when you feel like it.
so you want to do the long one first?
Yeah. Try to fast forward it to like the middle.
Okay, so can I be in love with two people at the same time?
If you tell me you're in love with two people, I'm going to tell you that you're in love with yourself. You don't love the two people at all. You are just consistently looking in yourself, and it's all about you. You don't love any one of them. Actually, you're a detriment to the two of them. You are a poison to the two of them. Because they could be probably madly in love with you as you love them. No, it's not love. What we do not understand so far, and if it's okay for me to share this, is we cannot decipher the difference between attraction and love. You could be attracted to multiple people based on specific looks or bodily, aesthetics or whatever, society makes us begin to, flow through and begin to accept as the norm. So yes, you can see a lot of qualities in terms of elemental stuff, looks, in so many people. So in your understanding, you can sometimes misconstrue attraction for love. So in this question, I hear the questioner saying I'm attracted to two people and misconstruing the attraction to love. Because if you were in love with two girls, it would be impossible, because love is very discriminatory. Love chooses one and stays to protect it. Like an example, like a mother and a son. And the mother's son finds her son fighting with another child. When they get there, even though it's two children fighting, they want to first make sure their son is good.
Right.
Even though they would like to separate them, they're going to check on their child first. That is love. Because love has everything to do with choice, picking, and deciding. So if you tell me you're in love with two people, I'm going to tell you that you're attracted to two people. Because attraction is not love. Attraction only bridges you and brings you closer to compatibility. Attraction is what gives you the sense of curiosity about a person. So you look at their face and their body and something comes, oh my God, I want to get closer. Ooh, he's a little bit so mystical. Let me get closer. That's an attraction. It's not love. When you get close to them, you're going to be finding compatibility. How the two of you are able to share in a place where a connection can be created. Now, be it a connection or not, you're going to need a foundation to stand on. What people don't know is they connect to the attraction, thinking it is love, only to enter into a full-blown relationship or marriage to realize they can't have anything to stand on because there's no foundation. So the person asking this question, the answer is very simple. You are connected to attraction in so many people. What that reveals about you is you have no sense of purpose or destination. Because if you do not know where you are going, you do not know how to look for directions that paths you to your journey. But if you are aimless, any kind of journey goes. I can go to the left or the right, depending on the vibe that I feel. So it means that you are purposeless, You don't have a sense of direction. It means you need identity. When you don't have identity, everything identifies you. Because one of the persons you like, be it a guy or a girl, has certain qualities that you like. The other person has also something, meaning two different directions. And you could go anyway. It means you don't know where you're going. So you need self-identity.
I had to cut it because we got to talk about this guy. This guy. This guy.
I'm back.
This guy had a lot to say. This guy had a lot of judgment.
Yes, he did.
That was a lot. That was a lot of judgment. He told her, he said, if you love two people, you're purposeless.
Oh God.
He said, if you love two people, you are purposeless. I was trying to listen to some of the stuff he said, and what's oh
He,
man.
he dug into attraction. You know, you attracted. You can have love without attraction.
Right. So here's the thing. Here's the biggest piece, right? Understanding first. Okay, Kat, let me ask you this. Is there different types of love, or is love just love?
Of course, it's different type of love.
I think it's different types of love. I definitely think it's different types of love.
But where does it tell us that there's different types of love?
You can look that up. There's you can look up the different types of love.
Right, but where? Like who said that who made this rule of understanding that there are different types of love? Like you can love in different ways, but love is still love.
Yeah, no. What I'm saying is, it's
the way you love some people. It's just like you have a different type of love for your children than you would have for maybe your wife.
Look that up. There's friendship love. There's romantic love. There's love for your children. It's called a rose. There's different. It's defined of what type of love there is out there.
Yeah. I definitely think it's different types of love, but I think that when you're in love with somebody, that takes a lot of time that you put into a person.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so love is a complex emotion that can have many meanings, including a strong feeling of affection, a connection between people, or a simple pleasure.
No. Look up the different types of love.
Right, but I'm saying we're looking. We say that there are different types of love, but love is a broad topic. Love is a bunch of different things, but it's still love. So when we say, can you love someone? Can you love two people at the same time?
Absolutely.
Yes, you can, because it's a complex emotion that can have many meanings, including a strong feeling of affection, a connection, or a simple pleasure.
Yes.
So I can have an affection for you, which is love can be a strong, a constant feeling of affection and dedication for another person, such as a mother or father's love. Then you can have a connection. Love can be an emotion that bonds people together, such as romantic love, which can include feelings of passion, longing, intimacy, commitment, and attachment. And then love can be a pleasure. Love can, as a simple pleasure, such as your love for food or your love of the arts. So you can love people. You can love people differently, and still and like I can be in a relationship with Kat and love her for the certain things that she brings to the table, just the same way as I can love
somebody with their sexual appetite.
Right.
That's why I said look up the names of the different types of love. It defines each one.
Right. Okay, so you got eros, a
Right.
passionate, physical, or
Capitalism.
sexual love named after the Greek god of love. Then you have philia, an affectionate love between equals, such as a strong friendship or brotherly love. It is
Mhm.
often considered a more virtuous love that's separate from a sexual attraction. Then, of course, you have agape, an unconditional love that involves wanting good for the person you love, giving to them, and valuing them. Ludus, a playful love that's often considered the beginning stages of an intimate relationship, is full of flirting and playful connections to see if there's potential for a deeper bond. Pragma, an everlasting love that develops and matures over many years and requires commitment and dedication from both partners. Storge, a natural love that family members have for one another, such as the love between parents and children. Mana, an obsessive love that's a combination of eros and ludus. It comes from the Greek word euva, which means madness. Then you have romantic love, a love that's considered to be a higher metaphysical and ethical status than sexual or physical attraction alone. It comes from the Platonic tradition that love is a desire for beauty that transcends the physical body. And then of course you can loving yourself, which is a lifelong commitment and process of radically accepting and loving every inch of yourself. And then there's so many more.
So you have different types of love.
Right. So therefore, if you have different
I
types
didn't
of
say
love,
love. I
and
said in love.
what do you mean? Okay, I laugh at that little word does not change what love is.
Yeah,
Like
that's what I'm saying.
it's the nonsense people say. I
It
love you.
does
I have love
because
for you, but
you
I'm
can
not
love
in love
people
with you.
differently. You can love people differently, but I'm not gonna love nobody the way you can love people differently. Yes, you can. You can love multiple people. Like I
Right.
love multiple people. I love my kids. I love my mother. I love my family, but I do not love my mama, my kids the way I love my spouse
Because it's
or
a
the
different type of
person
love.
that I'm with.
Because it's a different type of
And
love.
I'm not going to sit up here and love another person or even try to attempt to love another person the way that I love my spouse.
That's your choice.
It's not
That's your
going to
choice.
happen. Yes, and the only way you end up being in love with two different people is because your ass is cheating.
So you just agree.
The point is, we're not talking about we're not talking
You
about
just agree.
I'm
we're not
just
talking about
saying.
if it's ethical or not. We're not talking about it being ethical or unethical. We're talking about
Saying.
the ability to do so. That's the difference. That's what we're talking about. No, should you love two people? Should you be in love with two people at the same time? No, because when you are in love with two people at the same time, you're being deceitful to both
As
parties and
hell.
yourself.
And you're
So
being selfish. Yes.
you're being selfish. You're in there. You're holding on to these two people with this lost sense of I want I want you to think that you're the center of my world and my world evolves around you. But I don't want you to know about the other person that I'm telling them, making them feel the same way. So I'm deceiving everybody in this circle, including myself, because I'm saying to myself that it's okay for me to do this to both of you. That doesn't
Yeah,
make it right, but it's a
Derek.
what's up?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
It's the ability of saying I can do it. It doesn't make it right, but I can still do it.
So to take it even further, you have the poly lifestyle. There's many
Right.
people that love their 2 and 3 and 4 wives. They're in love with their 2 and 3 and 4. Now you're talking about deceitful. That's something different. But you have people in a poly lifestyle that's in love with their wives and their husbands. You have polyamory. You have all types of poly.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? So of course you can be in love with two people. It's actually a movement called poly. That's what you just said. What if you're in a polyamorous relationship? Yes, you can be in love with two people in a
I
polyamorous
can't speak about
relationship.
a polyamorous relationship because I know some things about it, but I don't know everything about it.
Hold up. So now you want to change the ticket taper again?
No, I'm answering her question.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
What if you're in a polyamorous relationship? And I
That-
answered her question. I can't speak on that because I only know some things about it, not everything.
Yes, I sent you that information probably a year and a half, 2 years ago. Remember?
I don't.
She
I'm supposed to
remember what she
remember
did
that.
last week.
I'm just saying. I sent you. I
I'm
sent your
supposed to remember
research. I sent your. All I'm saying is, I sent you research on lifestyle, and in a polyamorous lifestyle. Yes, you can.
Yes, they
Being,
all know about each other. To me, that's just like an open marriage.
or you have
So,
two.
saying
You
that
have
they
two
don't love each other.
couples, you have two couples that's dealing with each other. It don't have to just be another man or another woman. It can be two different couples that chooses to come together, and
Right.
sometimes they fall in love with each other. So of course it's possible.
So
Love, emotion.
Sternberg's theory proposes that all relationships are fundamentally based on three key components that function as the 3 points of a relational triangle: intimacy, passion, and commitment. Intimacy is based on an emotional bond and a feeling of closeness and comfort. Passion includes sexual and physical attraction and that feeling of romance. And commitment is the decision or choice to love another person and the efforts that someone is willing to do to maintain that relationship.
What were you reading? I'm sorry.
I was reading from this was talking about the type. Wait, hold on. The psychology of love, and it was talking about a study that was done by Robert Sternberg's triangular theory of love.
Okay.
That's it says one theory that's inclusive and easy to understand, no matter the kind of relationship you're in. Steinberg's theory proposes that all relationships are fundamentally based on three key components that function as the 3 points of relational triangle of a relational triangle: intimacy, passion, and commitment.
Okay.
So even its studies tell us that you can love someone, you can love multiple people if that's what you choose to do.
And I said that. I said you can love
And
multiple.
be in love. And because she like that word in.
Right. I forgot the end. I got to throw the ending. I got to throw it in there
You
for
can
Joy
definitely
and Miss Copperfield too, because they just said
you can
you got to be
definitely
in.
love multiple people.
Even though I still think that's a cop out. I think when somebody tell you I have love for you, but I'm not in love with you, I think that's a cop out. Just say I don't love you. Period.
You can have love for somebody and not be in love with them.
If what do you mean? If I don't love you romantically, then I just say I don't love you romantically. That don't mean I'm that end doesn't make me that end doesn't thrust us into relational conversation.
Because when you in love with somebody, it's a more deeper feeling.
That's what I'm gonna ask.
Connection.
Cousin, that's what I'm gonna ask.
That's just like I could love you. I could say, Derek, I love you, but I'm not in love with you because I don't have that type of connection with you, that deep connection with you.
Right. So I don't
like that.
Hold on.
But I love you.
I love you romantically. I don't love you.
Say, Derek, let me ask. Hold up. Let me ask. Of course, there's different types of love. That's why I asked him to find the definitions of the different types of love, because I studied this before. There's different types of love to different types of people depending on your relationships and how you move in those relationships. But if you have this relationship, eros, if you have that type of love, and let's say there's multiple people that you're seeing, you explain to me because a deeper connection, that can be anything, right? That can be anything. tell me what's the difference. And I'm not challenging you. I just want to know from your perspective, so I know how to engage in this conversation with you. What's the difference between love and in love? In a romantic environment.
The I and the N.
Give me what you mean by that. What's the difference?
If I love somebody,
in romantic
I
love.
love you. I'm not.
That's it?
I don't love everybody romantically. I
Right,
don't.
but
What I'm
I don't love everybody romantically. If I love you in a romantic way, and that means I'm giving up my time. I'm giving up I'm sacrificing certain things for you. I'm catering to your needs outside of mine. I'm not being selfish with it. If I love you, I don't got to. If I love you, I love you, but I'm not gonna be going all out for you and doing all of this and doing all of that for you. No, I'm not doing all of that.
Okay. What I'm asking is, I'm not talking about if you're not in love. We're talking about the two totally different things that you are bringing to the table. There's in love and there's love. But we're talking about in a romantic relationship. What's the difference between in love and just love in a romantic relationship of what love is?
I just said it. I just said it. I say that if I'm in love with you, I'm gonna ride or die for you. Like I'm going to sacrifice certain things for you. I'm going to be vulnerable with you. I'm going to just do what I need to do to make sure that we keep our connection, our energy going, which means you're going to be my husband. If I love you, I'm not looking.
Dad, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Finish asking your question.
I need to hear what you were going to say.
If I just love you, I'm not doing all of that for you. Because we're just still building. But if I'm in love with you, we have built what we needed to build, and now we're on our way to the altar. We're being married. My connection with you is deeper than that.
So Derek, would that be more of what a friendship love is versus a romantic love?
Right. But that's the point. That's why I say it's a cop out, because
you're supposed to have a friendship with
God calls us to love everybody. We supposed to love the stranger.
We love everybody.
Right. But that's the point. God calls us to love everybody. But you know good and well, if Roger
do I love everybody? No.
Yeah, I know that. But if Roger is standing in front of you, with roses in his hand, and he got love all in his eyes, and he says, Kyra, I love you. You know that's not. He's not coming at you.
Wait. Say that again.
I said, if Roger is standing in front of you with roses in his hands, with love all in his eyes, and he says, Kyra, I love you. You know that he's not coming from a place of friendship. You know that he's coming from a place of romantic place. So rather than because I don't use it. You guys use a cop out of saying I love you, I'm not in love with you, to make someone feel better. When love is love, you romantically, if I love you, then I'll tell you I love you. If romantically I don't love you, I'm gonna pat you on your shoulder like, oh,
it's a different kind of love.
And that's what you should do. You shouldn't be leading people on if that's not your intent.
Right. So then there's no such thing as that. If you don't want to be with somebody, if you don't want to be with somebody, why would you tell that person that you love them?
I get what that.
You, so I'm not gonna say I love you, but I'm not in love with you. Hell no. If I don't love you, I don't love you. I'm sorry you feel the way you feel about me. But
so they're just.
I don't know how you.
So they basically just
about that.
They're basically just a friend.
Right. I see you still as a friend.
If I see you as my friend, like if me and Derek are friends, and Derek comes to me and says to me, Kyra, I love you, and I want, or I love you and I want to be with you, or something like that, and I don't feel that way about him, then that's what it is.
Because you see him as what? Because you see him as what?
That's my friend, and I love
That's
you
the point of
as a friend.
That's what I was asking, to define the different types of love. Then you're not in romantic love with him.
No, that's my friend.
Right.
Which he is saying is would be the in love, as far as romantic love.
Right.
You ain't in love with him, so it categorizes it as friendship love.
Right. So we add 2 letters to the front of it to distinguish what type of love it is. If we are all adults and we all understand what love is, then if I understand that he's standing in front of you with the love in his eyes, talking about he loves you, that's romantic love, then I don't need to throw an I in to make him feel better or to make you feel better. Or to get you that weight off of you. I don't love you. That's not where I'm not there. We're not there. So yes, I appreciate that. I appreciate that moment that you standing here and say, hey, this is whatever. But I don't love you. In love, throwing that in front of it doesn't change it or make it any different.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. She probably love you from a friendship point of love, which is defined. But being in love with somebody in romantic love is different than being in a friendship type of love, which is you defined it.
I agree with that.
That's why I understand what you're saying as far as being in love, which is eros, the romantic love, versus the other love that's defined, with another word, which is just friendship love.
I mean, say it the way you want to say it: friendship love, romantic love.
I mean, but words,
parental love.
Words mean things. Words mean things.
They do, but phrase it the way you want to phrase it.
Y'all give it in a lot of weight.
Y'all give a lot of weight. Words mean things. That's why when I did the study.
So therefore, you still.
Once you meet somebody and you're courting and you're just chilling, you're just hanging out, that's not romantic love. That's friendship. If you get to a certain point. Once you get to a certain point and now you're in romantic love when you want to be one, that's eros.
Right.
Eros. So which how you pronounce it?
Eros.
That's romantic.
Okay.
But you have friendship love before that, which you may put somebody in a friend zone to be like, nah, I don't really want to be with you. I got love for you.
Well, hold on. Eros is a passionate, physical, and sexual love.
Yeah. That's when we become one, right?
Right. Eros is that love. You're talking about an affectionate love between equals, such as a strong friendship or brotherly love.
Yes.
So you first go through ludus. Well, romantically, first you go through ludus, which is a playful love that's often considered the beginning stages of an intimate relationship.
Exactly. So it's love, but that's why I said it. The difference between one going to the other is where you insert in.
Right.
In love. It's still a love, but just to get back to it, that's just going back to the whole point of going through the definitions of different types of love. Yes, you can love 2 people at one time. Absolutely. Because it's different types of love.
Okay.
She patting her head. We about to get it. I know what that means. You need a while.
My head itch.
Romantic love is different than friendship.
It is.
But you're friends first in courtship and getting to get to know each other. You're friends first.
Right. So you hit that
Mr. On Instagram, M1 Pierce. He says we first must know how to love self before loving others.
Absolutely.
Go a little further. Go up a little. He said ego is the issue.
Ego is the issue. Humanity has to focus on recognizing ego versus intelligence.
Right. And that's where that end comes from.
That's like loving multiple children.
That's where that end comes from, because it's ego versus intelligence. You don't want to bruise their ego by saying, no, I don't love you. So you throw that in it to try to soften the blow. And then we gave in its own weight in this whole love conversation, when love is love. There's different types of love, but if you're using intelligence, you know the type of love that person is trying to apply to you. And if you don't share that, then you say, no, that's not where we at, pimp.
And I'm gonna go on record to say that there's a lot of people that don't even realize that different types of love is defined in love to your family, love to your children, love when you're just meeting somebody, love to your significant other, love to a lot of different things, vanity, all of these different things. Love is defined. That's why I said words mean things. We like to freestyle this thing and just talk what we feel from our perspective and the knowledge, the knowledge plane that we're on. But there is knowledge out there that we can be better informed.
I'm not gonna look up the 10, 15 meanings of love, because I'm gonna love the way I love. If I love you, if I love you like my brother, if I love you like a brother, then I love you like a brother. If I love my family, I love my family. If I love I love my children differently, then I'm gonna love my mama. I love my mama differently, then I'm gonna love my spouse, and I love my friends differently than anybody else. So I get that.
Let's go to the other video.
I get that.
There's going to be a lot of people that disagree with this, but you absolutely cannot be in love with two people. You can love two people, but you can absolutely not be in love with two people, because the heart does not work that way. And if you believe that you can be in love with two people at the same time, this tells me you know nothing about love. Do you know what it is to be in love with somebody? You can't sleep without them. You can't eat without them. You can't think straight when they're not around you. You couldn't imagine this thing called life without them. When you get weak in the knees just thinking about them, you get anxious, you get butterflies. Even when you have sex with them, it's breathtaking. Do you think that the heart is designed to have that type of feeling and yearning and lusting and wanting and needing for two people? It's impossible. Yes, you can love two people, but you absolutely cannot be in love with two people. And this why I always tell people, if somebody is deeply in love with you, there is no way that they can share you, because the heart, the mind is not set up for that. It is not built for that. Am I lying?
Yes. You are.
Yes, you are.
Very much so, sir. You're lying. Like the heart is set up to love, and if
God,
it's the same way, it's the same way. Let's go back to the simplest form of love, and that's the love of an infant, right? An infant loves. Can you say that an infant is going to love his mother more than his dad if that infant is exposed to both of them at the same time for the same amount of time? No, you cannot, because an infant's love is based off of need, and you fulfilling my need. That's how the heart is based off. The heart is based off of you fulfilling a need. So if I'm dating Joy, and Joy's fulfilling a certain need, I can love her for fulfilling that need, and I can date Kyra and love her for fulfilling another need.
Exactly.
Because love is based off of fulfillment. If that's why it's a difference in how you move, or how do you love people, or how you allow people to love you. Because if I'm in love with Joy, because Joy takes care of Joy, puts a roof over my head, and puts money in my pocket. If I need a haircut, Joy like, here, go get you a haircut. Joy let me drive her car while she at work. That's a whole different. That's a whole different type of supplying than if I'm over here messing with Kyra and Kyra let me knock her back out every night. It's two totally different places. You're fulfilling two totally different needs, and I'm loving you for two totally different things. It's a fulfillment. So because your heart is yearning for those fulfillments, it's set up to love that way. Because if not, your heart, if not, then there would be no cheating. If my heart made my dedication to you to a point where I long for you and only you, there would be no need for anybody. Nobody else could come along because I'm smitten by Kyra. Kyra fulfills every need I need. Then there would be no 80-20 rule.
That's some shit y'all made up.
No, we didn't make that up. Y'all women made that up to make us look stupid.
I didn't make that up.
You left me. I was alien. You left me for
that y'all took off the Tyler Perry and ran with it.
I think this is difference between the perspective of how men think and how women think.
M1 says on Instagram. M1 Pierce on Instagram says, "Do you think that we have been programmed to think monogamy is the only way?"
Very much so.
Yeah. But just to continue real quick, I'll double back on that. I think it's the difference between how women feel about things and how men think about certain things. You have men sitting here telling you that no, this definitely men can be in love with two people. And you telling us what you feel and what you think.
So
I'll sit here and tell you. Hold up. I'll sit here and tell you. I'll sit here and tell you.
I don't want to misunderstand what you just said. Can you?
Oh, Joy?
No, you.
Me?
Yeah, you.
No, from a man's perspective, because I think that's where a lot of times things get misconstrued. It gets lost in translation, or it just gets lost. Period. Where if a man is telling you something from their perspective, I'm not trying to change you, or we're not trying to change what you think or what you feel, but we're different. It's like men and women date for different reasons, right?
Okay.
Men and women feel things differently. They approach things differently.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so you'll have men telling you that no, there's men that can definitely be in love with two women at one time.
Okay.
But then you have women telling those men, no, you can't.
Right.
When they're telling you, yes, men could.
But could they just be telling you that?
And let me give you the reason. Because let me give you the reason. Because it's selfish and it's manipulative and it's all of those other weird words, but it's because maybe he's getting two different things from two different people. And that's just the case. That yes, it happens. I've known plenty of men that was in love with two different people. I've seen it. I've counseled it. It happens.
All right,
it happens all the time.
I think that we just giving our own opinions on how we see the situation. Y'all see it your way, we see it our way. Why can't it just be that?
No, I'm not talking about what I think. I'm telling you, I've witnessed this.
Can we go back to this?
I have witnessed it too. I know somebody that got two totally separate, married two women.
Then you agree then.
Okay. I know somebody, I don't agree with that. No, I do not.
Agree with the action, but you understand. Not saying you agree with the action. I don't agree with it either. But you're telling me now that you understand that, yes, a person can be in love with two different people.
No, I think
I'm not asking if you agree with it. The conversation.
I said that I know. I didn't say.
Hold on.
I said
I'm not saying.
Person that is married to, he has two separate households.
Okay, what I'm saying is The question is not, do you agree with it? The question is, can somebody be in a relationship and be in love with somebody else? Absolutely.
He definitely in a relationship with somebody else.
Whatever you want to describe it as or define it as, definitely a person can be in love with two totally different people for two totally different reasons.
And I hope that work out for them, which I don't think it is, but hey, it is what it is. Everybody got stuff.
That man in that poly relationship is looking at this right now like she don't know.
Relationship. It's only to me a poly relationship is when everybody know about each other.
Right.
It's something that everybody go into that. You go into that knowingly. You go into that relationship knowing this.
Regardless, you're still in love with two different people.
Basically, when you are living two lives, when that other person doesn't know about that other person, that's not a knowing relationship. That's not something I agreed upon. That's not something it's just not right. That's not. But that's not. I didn't agree to us being in a triangle.
But that's okay? That's not the conversation. That's not the conversation. The conversation is, can you be in a relationship and be in love with somebody else? Yes. Poly relationships do that all the time.
You could be in a relationship and be in love with somebody else. It's called cheating. That's what I just said, and I'm going to continue to say.
If you're in a poly relationship, it's not.
Everybody not in a polyamorous relationship.
I'm not saying they are. I'm saying that's a particular relationship where I'm explaining to you that it happens.
And yes, and that's their rules, and that's what they believe in, and that's what they knowingly go into.
If you're unknowingly going in, like, no matter what, you're in agreement that it can happen. Now go ahead and be stubborn.
I'm not being stubborn about nothing.
We're not talking about if you know it, if you don't know it, if you're cheating, if you're not cheating. What it says at the bottom is, can a person in a relationship be in love with two people at the same time? I'm not going to
say that just because you're in a polyamorous relationship, that doesn't mean you're in love with anybody. You're in a polyamorous relationship. You're getting into a triangle with people. For whatever reason, you're getting into that triangle with them. Maybe you want a different type of sex. Maybe you could get into that type of relationship for any reason. Doesn't mean that you're in love with that person. Or when you get into that, or when you enter into that relationship, that doesn't mean that you're gonna fall in love with the person.
Cousin, there's plenty of poly relationships where people are totally in love with each other. They've been married longer than a traditional marriage. Okay. Plenty of poly relationships.
How are you gonna tell us we playing on
words? But
I'm
just saying that it's other.
When all y'all do is play on words. It's all been is to play on words. I'm in love with you. I love you. I have love for you, but I'm not in love with you. Y'all been playing on words forever. It's not playing on words. It's about clearly the true understanding. I want to jump backwards because we run out of time. I want to jump backwards to that statement she made about here it is. Where's that? Here it is.
Bring her on.
She said. Infant in the stage of infancy, no love, just needs. As the child gets older, it's not a need, and the adolescent can now choose which one they love more. But the one they love more is going to be the one who gives them their needs, who fulfill their needs.
More
as an adolescent, as a teen. I mean, as a toddler, as a teenager, as an adult, whoever fulfill your needs is the person that you're going to love more. If a person doesn't fulfill anything, they're a stranger.
Can I give you a disclaimer, Derek, and then you can have it and keep going?
Yeah.
Just say most of the time, because they're gonna say, no, I know this one person that live in Canada in a dead end, that they love the person that's not in their life more than they love the person that's in their life. So just do the disclaimer that just say that most of the time.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Love is a fulfillment of need. If you go spiritual or religious, you love the Lord because he loved you. And why he loved you? Because he fulfilled your needs. Every churchy phrase says he fulfills my needs, that I may not need anything else. Your husband, you love your husband because he fulfills a need or a want. That's why you love him. Love is based off of a need.
Amen, brother. Amen.
Of a need. So you can't say that something that is not about needs, because there has to be a fulfillment. Everything is based off of that fulfillment. If I meet a stranger and the stranger does nothing for me, can I say I love them the way I love my brother, my uncle, my aunt, any of these other boyfriend, girlfriend, sis? No, because they haven't fulfilled anything, so they don't mean anything to me. Love is based off of fulfillment. It must be fulfilled for you to say that person holds a place or position in your heart. In any of positions, it has to be a fulfillment there. Okay.
I just say, let the church say amen. Say amen. And if y'all gonna attack anybody grass tomorrow, make sure it's the right grass, because I had nothing to do with this sermon right here.
They already came at my car. I don't need them to come find me no more.
Eric,
I already had to
Joy and Joy, I get it, but I totally understand what Derek is saying. The whole thing of fulfillment, it makes sense. I'm gonna go back to poly. People in a poly relationship, you can love 2 people at one time. You can love 3 people at one time. I don't care what you're saying. That's what the ticket taper says. Ticket taper says, can a person in a relationship be in love with 2 people at the same time? Absolutely. Whether it's a poly relationship,
anybody who's fulfilling that need.
If somebody got a side piece, if somebody, absolutely it can. Do I agree with it? No, I don't agree with it. I don't subscribe to that type of stuff, but I understand. I get it. I don't agree with it, but I definitely know that it happens.
Now I'm burning your grass with your disclaimers. Dang. Cold-blooded. Anybody who fulfills a need can be loved, will be loved. So if you are fulfilling his sexual desires and he says I love you, he can honestly love you because you're fulfilling his sexual desires. If you are feeding him good and treating him nice and he says I love you, he could truly love you at the same time because you're fulfilling a desire. You're fulfilling a need. You're feeding his stomach. You're feeding his ego. So he loves you for that.
Hold up, Derek, because they're saying that it's a play on words. Please say that now you're in love with the person or whatever.
I refuse to use in love for anything because it's a cop out.
There's the disclaimer. Thank you. I just wanted to get that.
It's a cop out. If someone is loving you romantically, they can love you romantically for what you bring to them, how you fulfill them romantically. Because some people you could be in love with someone and never intimately touch them.
This is true. And it's a different type of love, is defined as something different. That's right. why I wanted to get you to define the different types of love, because some people may not understand that there is different types of love out there, and it's actually defined. I mean, and this is the type of love that may be. It may be a love of friendship. It may be a love of family. It may be a love of, romantic love. It may be a different type of love. You love them, but you don't love them like you love them over there. But that's not necessarily saying that you can't love 2 people over there the same way.
Right. And end does not make is not a decisive change.
You know what? You got me to look at that in a different sense now. I will no longer use end. It will just be a different type of love.
Right. We giving words new strengths and new meanings for what? Just to ease somebody's ego or to make you feel better about hurting somebody's feelings because you don't love them, rather than saying I don't love you.
I love them, and if as a friend, and it's a word for that.
Right. But even that, because it's not about, I didn't ask you if I came and told you I loved you. I didn't ask you if you love me as a friend. I asked you because I'm romantically interested in you. So I'm talking to you as someone romantically interested. So I'm not talking about the friendship. That's why we have to use intelligence.
Now, instead of saying I love you, but I'm not in love with you, I can say I have this type of love for you. I don't have that type of love for you.
I'm not romantically in love with you, period.
No, meaning Eros is a romantic type of love. Right, I don't have.
But a person don't care nothing about the other love because that's not what I'm talking to you. That's apples and oranges.
Yeah, I get it. You're not gonna like it, but that's the type of love that I have for them. Friendship.
Right, but I'm not even giving them that because they don't care about that. I didn't ask you which way do you love me. I come to you romantically and say, Kyra, I love you. Romantically, I love you. I want to be with you. I love you. And then you told me and said, well, you a great friend. Do I care about how good a friend I am? Or I want to know where we at romantically? So then answer my question romantically. I love you? You say, well, I don't. Ouch. But I keep it moving. You over here giving me information I ain't even asked for. Keep it simple, stupid. Ain't that what the kiss? ain't that kiss, right? Keep it simple, stupid. Like stick to make the main thing the main thing. If I'm talking to you about love and you know I'm talking to you about love romantically, I love you romantically. If you don't love me romantically, then you answer my question. You don't change the subject. And we throw that in nonsense in though as a way of changing the subject and offer you something else when I didn't ask for that. If I go to a store and say, give me $5 of beef bologna, but then you say, and rather than you telling me no, we don't have beef bologna, you come and say, well, I got $5 of salami. Did I come here for salami? Or did I come here for beef bologna?
Why Kamisha shaking her head? What you shaking your head for?
Like we gotta stop all this ego stroking and the rest of the stuff, or trying to make yourself feel better because you're not where somebody else is. Give them the truth. All this in love, I got love for you, but I'm not in love with you. I didn't ask you if you had love for me. I didn't come to you when I gave you my speech. When I gave you my speech, I didn't give you, when I gave you my speech and my flowers, I didn't say, you know what, as I was sitting here reflecting on my life, I wondered how you felt about me overall. I wondered, do you love me as your friend? Do you love me as your cousin? Do you love me as your lover? I didn't ask you any of that. I told you I loved you. Do you love me back? No. So I can move accordingly.
But they probably do, just not romantically.
It's not about, I didn't ask about the friendship.
No, I'm just reciprocating
right
the conversation.
That's giving more information than what I asked for, because I asked you about romantically.
That's just people. Sometimes people just give off information.
Right. Give out too much information.
Sometimes. Yeah.
I want to know how Cat on a whole other conversation.
Like right now, what you doing?
Kyra done joined a whole other podcast. She having a whole other conversation.
And she on mute.
Right.
Stay on mute. Stay on mute. Don't worry about it.
She had to get off. She had to get off the other podcast. She was like, "Thank y'all for joining us on Conversations with Candid."
All right, what's that?
That
Huh?
was our outro. That was our outro music for the
No,
podcast.
that was my that was a phone call coming through my phone.
That was the outro music for her podcast.
That's talk about that little noise y'all heard. No, that was a phone call coming in. All right, I'm back on track. Sorry, y'all.
Thank you. God bless you. Good night.
Right, show over. Now you want to come, but now you back.
I had to take care of something in my house. I'm sorry.
So let's end it out, Kat, so we can go.
Okay, because the love I have for the people that live in this house is a lot more important than me being like I had to take care of something. All right.
Right.
Thank you.
So because you're not in love with the house.
I love what's around me.
Because you're not in love with the house. You have just regular love for the house.
No, I'm in love with the house.
You so petty.
I'm absolutely in love with the house. I'm just not in love with this. So, all right, people. Very interesting conversation. Even though Derek and Sean have their opinion, you have your opinion, I have my opinion, and my opinion is no, you cannot be in love with two people at the same time. That's my opinion, and nobody's going to change that. So, on that note, we have one more podcast left. Thank you, Jesus. And we will be going on vacation. I thank everybody for tuning in tonight. Thank y'all for the conversation. Joy, ain't you on vacay? But I hope you're enjoying your vacation. But I hope everybody tunes in. I think she's away. Joy, aren't you away? Aren't you on a cruise or something?
Using her data.
Joy on Governor Street.
Huh?
Joy on Governor Street. I saw her earlier at the bodega.
Oh, I thought she was on vacation.
She was getting a veggie. She was getting a veggie at Willie's.
Oh, see, I was right. She's in Greece.
What time is it in Greece? Ain't it like 2:00 in the afternoon?
Huh?
She's getting Greece bodega.
Okay, but she says that she's in Greece, so I hope you're enjoying your vacation and having oodles and oodles.
I'm in Greece too. I'm in Greece too.
Make sure you bring me back a souvenir. Huh?
I said I'm in Greece too. Chicken grease, fish grease. I'm frying. I got some fish fries.
Derek always got jokes. Enjoy your trip. But I want to say thank you to everybody for tuning in tonight. It was an interesting conversation. And tune in next Tuesday. It's our last episode before we go on our break. We'll be back in September. So, yeah, let's have a good time next Tuesday. I can't even tell you what we're talking about next Tuesday because I forgot just that fast. But it's going to be
about society.
Oh, yeah. We're talking next Tuesday is the Black community. Is the Black culture the reason the Black community is diminishing?
Right. Is the Black culture responsible for the diminishing of the Black community?
Yes.
It's 5 a.m. in Greece, and she's sitting up at 5 a.m.
Leave her alone.
Now, that's love.
You love us.
That's love right there.
And we love you back, Joy. So,
I mean, that's in love right there.
You so petty.
She in love with me.
That's in love right there, boy.
Yes, Joy loves me. Not you two, just me.
Well, at least we know she not the one that's gonna come at your grass or hit my car. So,
in Greece.
We know gotta be one of these other.
Joy, bring me back a souvenir.
It's
That
one of
may
the
be
other local heathens.
that may be an alibi.
You stupid.
Like,
Anyway, do y'all have anything to say before we get off this podcast?
yes, I do. What my man Thomas Mack and M1 Pierce. Nope, we're gonna do a men's show. So we ain't going on vacation.
I
2
ain't
weeks.
doing no man nothing.
Yes, we doing a men's show. You can't do a woman's show. Oh, wait,
I can do what I want to do.
wait. You can't go on vacation last year. Let me say it. You can't go on vacation last year and do a woman's show, but now we go on vacation this year and I can't do a men's show.
You sure could. You could do a
You
big show.
sure can't.
We doing a men's show. Thomas Mack. We gonna do a men's show. We got
No,
we got
happening.
we got
I don't know what he's talking about. Y'all don't have Sean.
Yeah.
Sean
we going on to a men's show. We gonna speak on men's health.
Right there, y'all.
Let me finish. We're gonna speak on men's health. We're gonna speak on men's accountability. We're gonna speak on men's relationships. We're gonna speak on men's everything. So
Ain't
2
nobody
weeks.
paying Sean no mind. Ain't nobody paying Sean no attention.
Yes,
Let's
they
get
look
back
like
to family.
right now.
Ain't nobody paying. Like
Same
I
way-
said,
way
we
they-
got one more episode until we all
Nope.
go.
This is showing the misandry amongst the men
That's
because
okay.
me and no, it's not okay. Me and
It's
Derek
okay.
sat back. Me and Derek sat back. Hold up.
It's
Me and Derek, hold up. Me and Derek sat back and we just watched the woman's show. We ain't say nothing, chimed in a little bit, joked around, but we ain't intervened. But this year, myself, Derek, Thomas,
What are you intervening in?
we're gonna do a men's show where we can talk about men's issues and what men feel.
No.
I won't be there. I'll be there to support.
Let's get back to family.
I'm on vacation. Deacon is keeping all his thoughts to himself. Deacon is not giving any insight. Don't call Deacon for any advice. Deacon is being put away, and Derek is on vacation. The only thing you can call Deacon to do is stand up. If you want stand up, reach out and call Deacon. But the deep Deacon, the Deacon that give all the insights, that Deacon is shut off for 30 days. All right.
It's gonna be the Sean show. Be on and popping. It's gonna be the Sean show.
You can't
You know what? We're gonna do it right down here. We're gonna do it right down here.
You can't even ask me what I want for dinner.
We're gonna have
I'm like, it don't even matter. Whatever you make,
That's right down here in the basement. Let's get back to family.
Yes, Joy. Yes.
Me and Dominique, we're out.
Who names all those names? Boy, their egos are big. Who names?
The names that Sean was shouting out a minute ago.
Let's get back to family. We'll see y'all next week.
All right, love, peace, and blessings, y'all.
Dang, Sean, you ain't even wait for us to do the outro.